let me ask you this. What do you think it is that makes Hendrix tend to be the #1 guitarist ever, particularly when chosen by other guitar players?
I think, like I say, there is definitely you can hear the thread of before and after when Jimmy came along, you know. And you're, like I said earlier about, you know, you have rhythm guitar, you had lead guitar, and obviously people were doing like Steve Cropper and a lot of the black musicians in, you know, Southern America were doing this, but because Jimmy brought it to the contemporary world, it's almost like, it sounds really cheesy, but it was kind of before Jimmy, it was black and white, and he kind of made it colour. And yes, there are, you know, the guitar players around now are phenomenal, but because he was the one, it's always like whoever does it first.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, everyone can do it now, but he kind of brought it. He took all these influences, you know, even with the taking, you know, an Elmore James or a harmonica lick, you know, a slide guitar lick, doing it on guitar without a slide or anything like that, and it's like, whoa, that's pretty cool. So he's got these mix match of all these different influences, put it in a big bowl, and then that kind of became him. So I think that he was so influential in that regard because he was kind of the first one to do it. And like I say, we all just want to be able to sit on a stool at the end of our bed, whatever, and just play the guitar and make it sound like music.
Yeah.
And for me, you know, if you got I could sit on that all day and not get bored, you know, because it sounds...
Because you can always vary it every time. Do a little more, do a little less.
And
have recurring ideas.
If anybody does that, whoever they heard it from would have been influenced from Hendrix, you know.
I have to agree. So. No, I think that's... I think all the best guitar players or musicians ever are all quite easy to avatar. You know, like Slash is a classic guitar player, Avatar, Jimmy Page, they all have that classic. And Hendrix is one of those. But from a learning point of view, I do think Hendrix transforms people's playing. It's why I got a Strat, because I wanted to add that to my playing. And as soon as I did and I started to add it, it does change you forever. It does add that to your playing forever.
And when you, and then when you get kind of deep into it, it's like, he was around in the world for 4 years. No, you know, famous really. For 4 years.
Putting out material.
Yeah, and you hear it hear him in '66, and you can hear that progression. And every time you hear a live recording, it's like, oh, what was that? Like when I heard and you can hear like in Watchtower, you can hear him kind of pinch up on the string. All these little nuances, which, you know, you're like, oh, I want that, you know, and he'll kind of bend with one finger doing that. I saw him at the Albert Hall and he's doing these really cool, he has a go at Mitch Mitchell because he's doing some drum thing at the beginning.
Oh, crazy.
He gets really angry, like you can see his face just changes. And all these little things, you're like, you were so clever, and he was like 25 years old at that
point. Just instinctive.
You know?
If you enjoy this video, why not check out the full course available at andyguitar.co.uk. Get loads of lesson content that is not available on YouTube, but is structured and easy to follow with progress tracking built in to keep you moving forward. The link to that is in the description. Let's get back to the video.
So what about this cleaner Hendrix sound that we've talked about before?
Well, with Mr. Jimmy, he... Again, going on that Chitlin circuit, that R&B thing, didn't he? You know, that's where he picked up all these things of filling in the gaps. Because before Jimmy, it was kind of like you'd have your rhythm, then you'd have lead, and neither the two would meet. You kind of keep it, and then, you know, obviously people going about Little Wing, but. Made of sounds, you know. But all the stuff we were talking about with Cropper is all kind of in there.
It's that as well. So it's the chord of the song, whatever the chord, if it's a G, he kind of hits the notes of a G chord,
Yeah.
but then finds double stop licks in and around the common.
Yeah.
It'd be the cage shapes because
Yeah.
we do want to move out of just the E and A bar chords because it's not giving us enough options.
Absolutely. I mean, a perfect example there. We had an F to an A minor. Now, that should be very familiar
A minor
to a lot
chord,
of people.
A minor pentatonic.
But it's just all. So you got your F. There I went to E minor. You can think shape 4, E minor pentatonic,
And that
or the
double
actual
stop
chord.
slide
But yeah,
that we did from Steve
so
Cropper.
that's in there. If I take my little finger off from the actual chord, F to a C. You can throw that in there from the earlier on as well, you know. So F chords, A minor, E minor, F, C, G. And throw the 6 in, why not? When I was on that, I was just hitting the same root notes.
Same root note, which is an exercise, and then people are like, "Where do I use this in music?" There.
Yeah, you know.
Throw it in this. That's where this style comes into its own because you can use those things, and you're just peppering them. And if you want to hold back and you haven't got as much to do, then hold back. 'Cause that's part of it too.
Exactly.
It gives it that laid back vibe. So recommended listening for that then.
Oh, well, that was Castles Made of Sand.
Castles Made of Sand.
And of course, Little Wing itself.
Lil Wing is such a study in all of this.
Yeah, I think that's why I purposely didn't play it because so many people have.
Yeah.
We've gone, you know, but Castles Made of Sand is a beautiful song. And then near the end of his life, unfortunately, there's a song called Angel, which is a fantastic song. But also, you know, selfishly as a guitar player, you can steal so much from it because he's really taken what he's learned over the 3 or 4 years while he was kind of around, you know, doing this kind of stuff. And then I think it was recorded only a couple of months before he passed. But it's a stellar song, Angel. Really check that one out.
Fantastic.
Because it's doing this stuff, but then he's kind of. You can hear he's listening to Miles Davis a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's a bit
he's
more
got the jazzy
jazzy
stuff. Yeah, yeah.
and a bit more sophisticated, I guess, like getting the beauty of the chords in there with the intervals he uses, right?
And of course, Watchtower
13's
is doing all that kind of.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, that's nice because it's 3 chords, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm like the 3-chord guitar teacher, but that's one where you could, you know, do more of the Dylan strum version.
Yeah. It's amazing it when you hear the
All the way
Dylan
to this,
version,
yeah.
to how he got it. But you could hear the harmonica solos, isn't he?
But if you want to know how can I add this for more songs, that's a prime example.
Yeah. Yeah, when you see him live, he did it live a few times, and he was just here.
Well, that's where you can add. That's the Frusciante thing as well, isn't it?
But in recording, it definitely seems like it. Well, there's load of guitars going on. And
In the
there's a 12
recording, it's a
string,
lot. It's a lot more restrained for most of it, and just
Yeah.
one little note.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether he was singing at the same time on that recording. It might have been a backing thing, but live, and certainly where I've always wanted to use this as a song, as is going that what Frusciante took from this and teaching people that, I guess. Is there anything in and around there doing it more like
Yeah,
it does live
I mean,
that you could
if
bring?
we do it in the same key, so C minor.
C minor.
You could put some of the stuff with there. So there I'm on the B flat. So obviously this is where the thumb really comes in.
Yeah, the
because
thumb over the top. We
your
need.
finger's there. If you're there, you've got to kind of jump down for it, you know. So that's why it's really important if you want to do this kind of stuff to
Get used to the thumb.
get
over.
used to that, you know. So I did the C sharp minor, B flat, A flat, and then I did a little lick there. But I'm not playing the chord. I've just gone straight to the lick because you've only got a certain amount of beats. It's quite quick here, isn't it? You know, 1,
It is a quick
2,
change,
3,
actually.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
That is a good point. So you could slow it down. Can you do a whole bar of each chord? I guess?
Yeah. Now we sound like a load of Chili Pepper songs.
Well, yeah, it does, I'm afraid. Because
Which is a
not-
good thing, but you
because-
can see the progression, you know.
Because it's that style, but we're not doing exactly a Hendrix thing, and it does go a bit typical for shanty for that. A nice one I always think about for the root 6 major chords, when you're playing them as a triad like that, thumb over the top.
Yeah.
Little finger there, just like you would do on an A shape.
Yeah.
Filling those in. You've always got them to use. It always sounds good.
Yeah.
That's always a nice one to have in your back pocket,
Yeah.
especially if you're still. How do I visualize this? Just the the root 5 major chord, basically, just hitting the notes from that.
But it is that is if you want to get into this style, then major.
It cleans it up, doesn't it?
So it's good if you just want to get used to just going between those 3 chords, but whatever, you know, it's a good. Then when you.
Just add a little bit, it goes a long way, right?
And it just adds that. It makes you sound like know what you're doing.
Which is always handy.
Which is always all about.
That's a nice thing.